Oh,
What's going on? Oh, caught you mid
I
yawn.
know that was bad.
The sun's still out. You should be yawning. What's going on, everybody? We are so excited to start a whole nother season of paintball and be able to get on the field and play. It's just been way too hot. Rook, tell them about NNK.
uh, wow, it's been a minute since we've done one of these, so I gotta
I
break the
know.
rust off. So, NNK is a team you want to always play with and you never want to play against. We just a bunch of fun group of guys that play really hard. I mean, that's about it. We don't really care about anything else. As long as you're cool, we're cool.
Awesome. So, kicking off sponsorships, we want to shout out to Paintball Gateway, um, doing some great things there. And we also newly added
Damn.
Dizana, which we're super, super excited about. And we've got someone that you guys, y'all might want to meet. We've got Mr. Frosty himself.
Hey, fellas, how's it going?
What's
Good. How's it
going
going?
on?
Welcome to the family.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're so thrilled to be part of the Dizana sponsorship program, and working with you guys on that. So, what does Dizana bring to the paintball community as a company?
I'm going to start off just with saying customer service to start. That's one of the chief complaints we hear out there from a lot of teams, both in the scenario and the tournament world, because we do work with quite a few tournament folks. Actually, Dizana has its roots within tournament paintball, primarily here in the Northeast. In 2020, I started partnering with Tim, who is the owner, operator, founder of Dizana, who does the majority of the design work, by the way. And at that point, he was like, "Hey, do you want to do some stuff in the scenario world for us?" I said, "Yeah, sure, but it's going to become the busiest you've ever been in your life." And I shit you not, about 48 hours ago, I asked, "Hey, busiest ever been?" He's like, "I hate you so much." So as core piece, let's say, it's jersey designs, comfortable jerseys that breathe. They're lightweight. A good group of friends of mine that actually helped me produce this mess behind me. They like to jokingly say that it's so supple, so breathable, so lightweight. I'm gonna put that on like a sticker or a sheet or something, or like a shirt or something, and start messing with them about it. I'm like, thanks guys for coming up with the new slogan there. But jerseys, we do a lot of joggers. Our newer V3 models have like silicone in the waistband, which as a little bit huskier individual that's striving to lose a few pounds, silicone in the waistband stops them from sliding off my ass. And previously I wasn't so much of a jogger fan. Now I am. I get it now.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of custom work. I mean, much to my fiance's chagrin, a lot of my closet is made by Dizana at this point. So, and slowly it's going to become her closet too. But yeah, printed shirts. We have a whole print shop in the shop itself. Stickers, vinyl banner work. We make our own micros in shop now as well, and we have a whole lot of different capabilities that. Frankly, I mean, people ask, "Hey, can you do this?" I'm like, let me check because it might be something we can do because I know we do something adjacent. And then Tim's like, "Oh yeah, we do that all the time." I'm like, "Thanks for telling me."
Well,
So
being able to do all that custom work on a lot of different materials in terms of whether it's, different kinds of threads, right? So jerseys, we talked about maybe tech tees, shorts,
yes.
the whole kit and caboodle, now microfibers. So, if you're a team that's looking for any of these products, definitely check Dizana out. I know I've used their stuff for my media gear. Been super happy with customer service, and just the threads themselves. So I'm looking forward to our new design and our new jerseys. So
I
they're
will say
in.
I can attest to the customer service because NNK are a bunch of picky photographers, just picky, demanding people.
Hey,
And
man's gotta like what he likes, right? So
so I will attest that Steve and the team and Tim have been great at just every little minute detail we asked for because sometimes we thought it was going to be easy and I'm like, man, we're being kind of annoying, but they always handle it in stride and they got it done and they're a bunch of nice guys. So I can definitely I am definitely proud to put that on a jersey and wear it.
You guys might beat yourself up over like the little minute adjustments, but that's nowhere near like the worst I've had thus far. Trust me, you're at least a whole extra integer shy of adjustments. So
That's
you're
good.
good.
Makes me feel better. There's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, right.
Well,
But
I know
hey,
this is gonna be us pretty soon. Once soon as our New Jerseys show up.
love that.
So
That's great.
awesome, Steve. Thank you so much.
No, of course.
If any of the viewers want to contact Isana, what's the best way? Through Facebook, Insta?
Yeah, honestly, we're responsive on all of it. You could go to our website, even fill out the contact us form. You can contact us via Facebook, Instagram, literally anything. We all have it on our phones, so I will see it if Tim doesn't see it first. So
Awesome.
or his wife. Mandy really is the backbone to everything. She's the one that keeps everybody on track. So.
Nice. Awesome. Steve, thank you so much for your time. And like I said, we're super thrilled having you as a sponsor and working that teamwork for branding NNK and Isana for the year.
I want to get down to Texas. It's been a minute since I played down there for some paintball. I think it was November 2019, just before the plague. Came down for Snake Eater. And so if I can squeeze it in next year's calendar, I'm doing it. So.
Sweet. Well, we're in the box for upcoming January. So, and it won't be triple digit weather. So
I'm going to be in the Caribbean for a month in January.
Maybe triple digits for him.
It will be triple digits. Actually, no, January's not too bad.
Well, you're always welcome at our camp. That's for sure.
How's it going, Spyro? I see you out there. It's been a minute, brother. No, all right. Definitely want to come down.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, Frosty.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of Spyro, we've got a lot to talk to you about. What is up with Tryfecta for the new season?
We've been busy. I am a one-man show tonight. The other 2/3 of us are working. So I'm going to do my best to answer questions and not make a complete fool of myself and hopefully have the right answers. Tryfecta, we're entering the fall season, which means the prime paintball season. We've got 3 scenarios getting ready to pop up, September, October, and November. We've already got a game scheduled for February of next year. So we're pushing out hard, and we're excited to see what the rest of this year is going to bring just not just for us, but for all the players and everyone involved.
That's awesome. So speaking of games, and I know most of them are going to be actually at What's Up, which is we're going to show field map here shortly. But our game list, we've got 3 games at What's Up between September and November. So that's literally every month for the next 3 months. So we've got Frontlines, Tryfecta, then we've got History of the World Part 1 and Conquering Hell. So we are all super thrilled about that. So if you guys want to,
while we have this up, let's talk about this real quick. So there's some important games on here, guys. So we're doing about 50% of ASC's games and closer to 100 on the Tryfecta games. But there's some ones that stick out in here. So if you see October 7th and 8th, Heroes the Brand. I'll be XOing that game for Phil. So if you guys want to come out and play for me, you know how it is. Also, later on, a couple of weeks later, we'll be at What's Up. I'm also commanding at Conquering Hell. So, of course, I have talked to the people. I have, made deals with some of y'all. But if you guys are just looking to play some mag-fed paintball and have a good time, then you guys know who to come see. NNK is going to be taking the show on the road, and we're going to go to Fold the Gap for a lot of our first times. Out there. It should be quite a few of us out there. Then History of the World. We come right back and play that here at What's Up with the Tryfecta. And Varsity Lights and TXR. I'm also XOing that for Seabass of NNK. I'm sorry. Whoa. No, not of NNK. Ooh. Of what are they?
Cobra.
Oh, Cobra. That's right. December CAX. It's just been announced. We're thinking about attending that one, talking to Kyle out there and his psychotic ways and missions. If for anybody that's played a CAX event, y'all know how much of a meat grinder, blender, and pretty much an ass whooping it is. But it's weird. You always come back for a little bit more. January, we got Grinch in the Hood again at TXR. And then we have Perkins up in the box as the XO for Texas Revolution at Texas Paintball, which is also it's NNK's birthday. It's exactly what it is. NNK was imagined and founded at Texas Paintball in the cold at that game when it for the very first year. So yeah.
So we're super excited about this upcoming season. Speaking of upcoming seasons, there is a cool thing called a VIP card. Is that continuing? What's the history?
The
Uh-oh.
the VIP card was in first year, $10 events. You got it for approximately $300. Now, don't quote me 100% because I don't do financials, but I think it was $300, which basically means you got 2 events for free. It was a phenomenal deal. You got shirts, barrel socks, all kinds of goodies. It did work. We got the numbers we were hoping for. The numbers of people that got into it, asked questions. It was a hit. It was a success. With that said, next year is a question mark. We have many contracts out right now with many new fields, which means the VIP takes on a different role because trying to get different people. So right now, everything's pending.
Okay.
But everything was so good this year. We're not getting rid of it just because, we didn't like it, tried something. It was a phenomenal success. Now we're just trying to see what the next step is.
Right. And plus, if it's going to be more travel games, and if most people are Texas bound and they're used to playing the Texas games, they don't necessarily want to say, "Oh, well, I don't want to be forced to drive up to EMR to play a game that's included that I most likely won't play." So, so pending, 100% understood. Sweet. All right. So next on the list, we got Frontlines. So we got September 9th through 10th at What's Up, and 7 points. So give us the rundown on what the game is. Is it MagFed only? Is it open class? Give us all the details.
First thing I can tell you about Frontlines is to hydrate. Hydrate. September and Texas, we're all disappearing. So it is going to be an insane event. It is not MagFed only. It is open class. We do not care what you're shooting: shotgun, pistol, pump, MagFed, electro, pneumatic, whatever you have, you're encouraged to bring it. Laws. It is a full-blown scenario like all the other events that we run. The immersion versus shooting aspects of it that's where it gets interesting. This will have more shooting in it than any of the other events we've run typically, because everything we're doing is focused more along that line, but we're still doing it with our Tryfecta twist of you're getting immersed into the game. You will see as we're doing it, there's 1, 2, 3, I'm counting real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different special elements in the game, which we'll talk a little about. There are 2 hilarious commanders, which we're going to see those coming up. We are also going to have segments broken down. We're going to play officially. This was decided by the commanders today. We're going to play for 2.5 hours, have an hour stand down, 2.5 hours, hour stand down, 2-hour dinner break. 2-hour night game. There will be a night game. Stand down for the night, and then Sunday we'll run straight through. So that's theme of the Frontlines. It's a twist on words. We are the front lines of combat, but it's based on the front lines of time. Your 2 sides and commanders are H.G. Wells, the 80s amazing movie of Time Bandits. If you don't know the movie, you really got to watch it. Horribly cheesy, but it fits. It totally fits. So with that, I'll let you ask questions and we'll see what you ask and I'll answer.
Well, let's check comments and questions. Anything?
No solid questions. Eli asked what game in January. You answered Texas Revolution is what he's talking about.
Right.
Down at Texas Paintball. What's up, Brian? What's up, Keegan? No, let's keep it rolling.
Cool. Awesome. So as far as the immersion aspect of Tryfecta's games, right, with what we did with Star Wars, What can players expect on and off the field for that immersion?
Okay. Everything for this event will be on field.
Okay.
We do not want to cookie cutter cut and paste all our events. Our Star Wars and Game of Thrones events, both of those had massive night on and off field parties and involvement.
Okay.
They also had stores and a lot of NPCs. Ironically, we're not having any of those this event. Now, I'm not saying they're not saying it's going to happen. For example, we are going to have a third faction. This will be our first event with an actual dedicated third faction.
Okay.
If you're interested, send me a message, because this actually is Bunny's brainchild, and we're rolling with it pretty fast and strong. Like I said, the idea on this one was we've played in a few games traveling across the country, and we realized that in a lot of events, unless you're in the command group or in a small role play group, you don't actually know what the game is. You don't know what's going on. So what we're trying to do is get everyone involved. For example, we'll throw in some of the fun elements in this game. We're going to have when pigs fly. It's the old cliche statement, when pigs fly, such ... Well, this is time travel. Pigs have figured out how to fly. Every segment, once per hour, the pigs will fly element will enter the field. Each side can then attempt to collect them and bring it back to their side. And that's without going into it's a simple mechanic, but it gets all the players involved. There's also a wounded time jumper now. Both sides will have to get to the wounded time jumper and save him.
Okay.
And get them off the field with possibly an injury or possibly a weird arm growing somewhere it shouldn't be growing, because they're wounded time jumper. The biggest immersion factor for this event will be the loopers.
Is that the third faction?
The loopers are the third faction.
Nice.
Wow.
So glad we weren't the pigs.
They will.
Flying pigs.
They will be focused on chasing the tokens of time, which is another element in the game, and they will pop into the game wherever a token of time could be, and they'll teleport in. So they don't have to worry about going across the field and not making it. They'll teleport in, they'll wreck shop, and when it's said and done, they teleport out.
God, kind of sounds like it's made for us, don't you think, Perkins?
Yeah. Now here's my question though. I like to shoot these things called first strike rounds. Can first strike rounds are they allowed? Number one, and two, are they allowed on third faction?
First strikes are allowed for this event. Okay. It is strongly encouraged when you register to contact the field and lock in your box. They've had problems. Every once in a while they sell out. Order in advance, lock it in, so you guarantee you get your first strikes.
Right.
As far as the loopers go, yes, they will be allowed to shoot anything they are carrying.
Damn.
Okay.
Within all the standard regular,
Right. You're saying havocs and right.
Yes, they can shoot any of the marker types that are commercially available. We'll put it like that.
Okay. Sweet. Don't worry. I won ball. Well, cool. That's really exciting. So now third faction, can third faction win the game? Or is it like points for them, or they're just an element for the game?
They are simply an element. They're a tool.
Okay.
They cannot, in this event, there have been events written where the third faction can win their storyline or their element. Right. No. And for this, they are simply, they can deny points to either side. They can, in the case of Sax versus Rook, they can make both your lives hell. But as far as them in any way, shape, or form, they cannot control the outcome of the game, but they can deny you points that could eventually cause you to lose the game. So yes, you could twist it back and say I lost because of that, but directly speaking, no. They're just a tool to be used to keep everybody on their toes.
Well,
Cool.
I got a question now because that thickened the plot there. So are these loopers people for hire, or are these loopers more of a tool for the
The game producer,
trifecta
right?
to kind of stir the pot?
Um,
Got him.
no, I'm trying to figure out the political correct answer. They are, yes, they, I guess in the grand scope of things, they work for Tryfecta, but once the missions are finished being written and sealed in envelopes, but prior to even getting to the event, we already know where the loopers are going and what the loopers are doing.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not a balancing act. It's just
Correct.
how the game is written. Okay.
It's how the game is written in a story element.
Okay.
But no way, shape, or form are they like, oh, look, Sax is beating up on Rook. Let's drop them in there to help even the Force and bring balance. I hate saying Star Wars, but bringing balance to the Force. They're not like that. They're literally going to, it's completely scripted where they're going to go. Now, granted, in that analogy, if Sax is beating up on Rook and they just happen to drop on Rook, it was planned a month in advance that they at that moment and at that time, that's where they were going to land.
Okay.
Which obviously in this scenario, Rook would not be happy, but we had the documentation at that point to show it was just dumb.
Gotcha.
But
That's cool.
they are a story element to keep driving the story, because that's what we're trying so hard to do now, is to make it more of a story, not just red versus blue.
Okay. So that's the theme aspect. Instead of it being the theme immersion off field, it's just theme on the field, shooty ball. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, with that piece of information of how the game is going to run, let's go ahead and bring up some of our command staff. We got Mr. Redneck himself.
What's up, guys?
What's
and
up?
Guardian. And then I
guys?
am going to move.
Hola. It's better.
You guys ready?
Figure out how to get this to work on my laptop.
Well, you look good right there, so we're all good.
Thanks, brother.
Well, I know I'm ready for paintball. You guys ready?
Been ready.
Oh yeah. Been ready.
Brian, yes, you can camp on site.
You know, now that I'm off the telephone, I can see better. Redneck, we played together a lot, buddy.
Oh
You'll
yeah.
know, you'll know when you see me in the mask. We were talking about it earlier. Now that I can see you, it's not on a little phone screen. I recognize you, buddy.
I'm sure Redneck is like, you also can recognize all of my decor above my head.
Some of us aren't as badass as Redneck, all right?
Cool, guys. So real quick, we're going to bring up the map for the game. We can talk about it. So here is the official Frontlines map. Lots of POIs. So anything different as far as bases go, Spyro? Locations?
I'm trying to see what the bases will be on this map. I want to say 12 and 14. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the same.
Yeah, I'm reading, making sure I'm reading it. Yes. Making sure nothing's changed since the last time I looked at it.
Right. So if you guys are used to playing at What's Up, the old bases used to be, was it, it's
20?
14 and 20?
It was
14 and 20.
Yeah.
So now 20 has been moved back to 12. So that's the only change as far as bases. So if you're used to playing the old way at 20, that's now a different POI. Number 12 is the new base. As of, I think you guys changed it. What was it? The Brotherhood Fallout, right? Was that the first one it was changed?
I think so.
Somewhere around there.
Okay.
I like that better.
Yeah, and it's a much more balanced base with more ways to get in and out.
Yeah, no, it's a lot better. You can't pin them in their base now. Before, it was easy to get hemmed up in your base. So.
And then with the addition of the top right corner where 4, 5, 6, 10, and 11 are, that's a nice addition to the field. So if you haven't been on that top corner, definitely go visit. Now, are there any elements as far as locations on the map that are MagFed only, like we did, that y'all did for Star Wars, or
Not this event. The entire field is open to everyone.
Cool.
We will be possibly tweaking things for the night segment.
Okay.
But the standard field will be in play throughout the entire event. And this event, we do not have anything dedicated for Young Gun specific only. Like certain props or certain things that only Young. We removed that for this event because we figured for the heat to make it a little easier on both sides, everyone can participate equally.
Okay, knock on wood. We said the heat word. Knock on wood. It'll be cooler. Think cool thoughts.
Right.
So any field additions from the most recent game? Any field changes, buildings? Any
Craig
changes?
has been adding a lot of extra little things, but that would be too hard for me to try and point every part. So
Okay.
I'm have to try and, but just say yes.
Okay, cool, sweet.
But no major changes or construction or nothing like that.
Not on the field.
Okay. So let's take a zoomed out version of the map. So now we can look at staging area, the parking, where vendors are going to be. So
Where not to park.
What's up?
Where not to park.
Where not to park as well. So don't park in the red zone. I feel like, what is it? Airplane. Please don't park in the red zone.
The red zone is for no parking and no parking only.
Thank you. All right. So if you are bringing an RV, you are more than welcome to show up, or setting up camp. You're more than welcome to show up on Friday, no earlier than Friday. Check-in for game is going to be 5 o'clock. It may be a little earlier, but let's just shoot for 5 p.m. So again, if you're camping, setting up RV, whatnot, anytime on Friday is okay.
And keep in mind now, in addition to this, at the top of the blue triangle where it says staging, you could basically draw a green line straight up that boundary. Because remember, they have created parking and staging along that line.
Cool. Nice. And then so whomever is now, are you guys switching bases day 1, day 2, or same for the entire event?
They'll be swapping.
Okay. So that road, you can also take a car all the way down there and drop your stuff off at the base to make it a little easier, so you don't have to drag the cart back and forth for the commanders. Sweet. All right. Since we got the commanders up here, I'm going to go ahead and add Cray and Rambo, so the Exos for the event. Got some questions.
Got
some questions for y'all. So, who wants to introduce themselves first? So, Redneck or Guardian?
Go ladies first.
Ladies first.
Hi, my name is Rambo, and I just started playing paintball a week ago. I started a team. They don't know how to play either. We're looking forward to a good game of paintball. Sorry, I don't do this very much. That's it, guys.
That was
good, Rambo.
That was a good impression. Good impression.
I think everybody knows. Your turn, Cray.
My name's Cray, and this is my first shindig, my first
My name's
rodeo.
Cray. No.
You can't rip me off.
My name's Guardian.
Be original.
Be original, right? I am original. My name's Guardian. I'm looking forward to playing with Cray as my XO against Rambo and Redneck. Both those guys are great guys. You guys are under some good leadership with those two guys. It's going to be a tough game. The most important thing that me and Cray would just want to get out there is we just want to have fun. We're high energy, and we just want to have fun. So
I know my girl differently. She wants to have more fun.
Well, look, I'm not going to talk about her beating you up behind the scenes, but
She's got a big black cock that like to beat people.
Hey.
we're just high energy.
I do. It goes cock-a-doodle-doo.
We love young guns. So if you got kids that you're worried about, or you're not sure if it'll be a good environment for them, I'm telling you that it is a great environment. You have 4 really good team leaders here: Rambo, Redneck, Cray, and myself, that absolutely love young guns. Spyro does too. Everybody here. So if you're listening and you got youngsters, bring them out. I promise you we'll take care of them.
Sweet. Redneck.
Hey, I feel the
Who
same
are
way.
you?
Give me your young guns. We'll feed them chocolate. We'll give them a Red Bull. We'll send them on with some mission cards. They're safe with me. Don't worry about that. If you don't know me, you ain't played paintball in Texas in a while. I mean, hey, I love
Wow.
the game. I have to be out there, high energy, having fun, up to mischief as always. And I mean, hey, I'm just ready to go.
Sweet. So, Redneck, what got you to take your first leap into a command role or into the command box?
My first sleep, honestly, I wanted it to be something special. And I thought I knew everything at that point, and it showed me I absolutely didn't. My first game, I jumped in head first into Holy Grail. And if you've never played that, that is the most immersive games, more third action than you ever seen. I had to drive home that weekend with my rear off the seat because I went to the Virgins of Castle Anthrax, and somebody on the screen gave me a spanking. And
Sean's got a big old smile. Spyro's got a big old smile.
I see you, Spyro. You go ahead and smile on that one. That was you, 100% you.
It was totally me. I'll own it.
Yeah, you
Kid
own that
friendly,
one.
right?
But it totally drained me, wore me out mentally, physically, and I could not get enough of it.
Lost your
As
voice.
drained was, I was so completely happy to have that experience, to have the people around me, to have people enjoy themselves because I stepped up and I took command, and I think that's a lot of it. Once you do this, it's an awesome feeling, but it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but it is absolutely awesome to be able to sit on the other side of the fence per se and watch everybody have that great time.
Yeah,
Like it is awesome. Like there's nothing better, win or lose. There's nothing better than motivating and just having a great time, talking trash back and forth like me and Rambo do, walkie talkies or whatever, and it's a great time. Like I agree with you though. It is mentally exhausting.
Guardian, what got you to take your first leap?
I was talking with Viper, and I had some what I thought were complaints about my command staff, and he was like, "Okay, well, how about I give you a shot at it?" And the same thing like Redneck. I thought I knew everything, and I got in that box, and let me tell you what, that's where this gray hair came from. I didn't have it. I started commanding games, so that's where Redneck's hair fell out. I don't know if you knew that. Commanding games, yeah, it's all gone. So, but what got me into it is the love of the young guns. Like I have 3 young sons, and I love watching those guys play. I love watching people like Cray and these other guys in Spyro motivate and push these young guys to do things that they never thought they could do. And whenever they leave the field, their chest is pumped up real big, their chins are real high, and that's what makes it special at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how exhausting you are or mentally exhausting it is. Whenever you see that stuff and you see Spyro pointing it out at the end of it, or one of these other commanders pointing out these young guns at the end of it, and you get to see the looks on their faces. I mean, it's a special thing. So, if you have a chance to get in the command box, I would suggest you try it at least one time.
Agreed. Brooke, I think you and I both also have commanded a lot. What advice would you give someone to take that first leap if they're apprehensive?
Just do it. My first command role, it was like my second game playing scenario ball, and I just went and did it. It's a good time. You get to know the game. You get to learn and meet a lot more people. And people you really wouldn't meet playing as an individual or a part of a team. Sure, you still meet people, right? But if you're commanding, you're going to meet everybody. Well, at least you should, because the number one job of a commander is to make sure everybody's having fun. I mean, foremost, that's what it is. And yeah, I mean, for people that played under me before, y'all know that I'm not a box guy. I can't do it. I'm gonna be out on the field screaming, moving, shooting, doing everything. Yeah, I mean, Redneck's a perfect good example of that. Also, I don't think I've played for Cray. I played against Cray, but I know how she gets down.
You'll see her. You'll see her out of the box.
And yeah, so that's that's it for me. I mean, you end up learning, and that's really it. You meet more people that way. You end up making more friends that way, and you get to see the difference you make in somebody with your words. Really, I mean,
That's it right there.
you give somebody a pat on the back, or you start screaming at people, not at them. You know what I mean? Everybody knows I scream, and you get them motivated and all push in one direction, and then everybody's like, "Holy shit, we did that!" It's like, yeah, we did that. So that's what it is for me. I mean, ultimately it's a game. Sure, it's competitive, but to be honest, when I'm all said and done with all this, I'm gonna remember the moments more than I'm gonna remember the wins. So that's
Right.
it for me.
Right. I think one of the other things that's really helpful too for those that are apprehensive is start out as an XO. So find an experienced commander and ask, hey, can I be your XO to learn, right? And that's kind of how I got started. I actually XO'd for Striker back at it was a Black Tree event.
Yeah,
It was the Hailstorm. I'm trying to remember. That was
April 2019.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember the game. It was
I think
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
On the other side.
Was that
It was
Fortnite or Ghost Recon?
It was Fortnite.
Ghost Recon was November. Fortnite was April.
Yeah, Fortnite, and had an absolute blast just XOing, learning again how the game is written, and so you have a better understanding of how to be a better player. So same thing, if you're going to be if you want to become a better player, ref several times. Once you're done reffing, then ask about getting into the box, getting some experience, so you see the overall macro version of what goes on in a game, and it's not just the microscopic, hey, here's a mission. It's way more complicated than that. So if you want to become a better player, do those things. So whoever wants to answer this in whichever order, I guess, let's hear from Rambo. So if you're commanding, what are some steps that players can take to get recognized, or maybe even bring home an award? What are some things that you're looking for as a commander?
Well, I can tell you nothing to touch base on the young gun thing. I can tell you nothing's more impressive to me than a young gun coming up and being like, all right, Rambo, what else do you want me to do? I can't tell you how many times that I've had kids, and it's always one or two kids every game. There's every game we have one, but they'll come up and they're so impressive that they'll come up and they're like, I knocked that mission out all by myself. What else do you want me to do? The more that you're in that commander's face, I can tell you the more that they're going to remember you. The more things that you try to accomplish. Like as a kid, I'm not going to hold mission percentage over you. The fact that you're there and you're trying as a kid, and I see some of these adults that go out and try, and then some of these kids that maybe it's their energy level, maybe it's that they're new to it and that, they got more energy. I don't know, but somebody being in my face going, hey, what else can I do for you, is going to be far more memorable to me, than mission percentage. If you're coming up in my face and you're having fun and saying, oh yeah, we tried to take that hill, Rambo, but we couldn't, so we went back and tried again and we just really couldn't, what else you got what else you got for me? That's going to be memorable to me. That's what, and it really doesn't matter how old you are. You can be a young gun at 40 technically if in your heart, but in all reality, it's those kids that come up to me that they just have that sheer adrenaline and excitement, whether it's their first game or their 40th game. They just, for some reason, those kids have that in them to, the excitement for it.
To add to that, sportsmanship too, right, Rambo?
Right,
always looking
100%.
for sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship comes into a huge play because you can be the best paintball player out there, and I've known a couple of people like this. You could accomplish everything but not have the best attitude or the best sportsmanship. You could get rolled 100 times and you keep going back for more with a smile on your face. That's the kind of player I want on my team, truly. I want somebody that's, they're smiling the whole time. They're having the best time. They got shot out, but they went and shook the other person's hand. Sportsmanship is a huge thing. And, it encompasses a lot. It encompasses your attitude, it encompasses what kind of personality, because everybody could be having a bad day with paintball, but I promise you, if you come into my box, you're going to be having a good day by the time you're done. And that all boils down to your sportsmanship. I can't tell you to have the best personality, but I'm going to sure try to have to pull everything I can off as a commander to make sure you have a smile on your face. So that being said, sportsmanship is a huge thing. I want you to have fun. I want you to, even if you're losing, go shake that person's hand. Be like, you know what, that was a good shot.
Right.
So
Can I jump in on that and play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
interesting.
there we
So
go.
everybody talks about that, and that's a good thing, right? I mean, one of the hard, fast rules on my team is you have to be able to keep your composure because I don't want to deal with the producers when my teammates make an ass out of themselves.
Mhm.
But let's get real with this topic, okay? As the commander, nobody wants to admit it, and people will still claim that it's not the case. But at the end of the day, to the commanders, what we are focused on is them freaking missions and holding territory. Unfortunately, because it is such hard work, to me, the most valuable thing a person can do is hand me a radio. I hate giving missions to people that do not have radios. I will, and I have many, many times, because sometimes I don't have an option. But if you want to be plugged into your commander, you need to realize that you've paid for a weekend of fun. That commander did not. That commander did not play for a weekend of fun. That commander is there to do a job.
Work. You're doing a job, right?
As fun as this stuff is, the minute the commanders get there, our job is to help run the event with and for the producers, but to get our missions out effectively, because if we don't get the missions out, we make the producer's job harder. So it is literally our job to keep the game going with missions and holding territory. That is all we think about. And if commanders tell you otherwise, they are lying. That is all we think about. We need to make sure that we have the territory so that our players can move, so that the producers are able to move the missions and move the game the way it is. If you hand a radio to that commander, you are more likely to get missions, because if you're able to say, ding dong to cray cray, I only have 10 minutes left. I really don't think I can get through blah, blah, blah. All right, how many guys do you have? I have 2, cray cray. What if I send you 4? Would you get it done? Yep. I'm sending you 4 guys. You're going to finish the mission. As soon as it's signed off, you're going to radio me that you just finished the mission. That's what we remember every single time you radio in that you got the mission done. Also, I'm going to remember more if you're radioing me with your difficulty, because to you, it makes you feel important. To us, we're like, we need the mission done. We have mission drop in 10 minutes. I have 10 minutes to get this last mission done. This is all we think about.
Mhm.
So if you're radioing, I can't get this done. This is what I need. To us, you care about this mission being completed in 10 minutes as much as we do. So once you get it done, we don't forget that. That's really about it. I love it when guys have fun, but I'm going to be real honest with you. I think about that after my stress levels go down, because my stress level is make sure I get my mission dropped. I get everything sent out. I know where it is. I have enough territory so that nobody's pressed into the box, because players don't have fun when they're pressed in the box. Players leave the field when they're pressed in the box. Producers have a hard time keeping the game going. I mean, it snowballs. That's what I use.
As long as, and a big thing is if you don't have a radio, be okay with running back to the commander.
I mean, you don't have to have a radio. The dialogue was, what is going to get you more recognition?
Open lines of
No, I understand. But if they run
Use your
back
phone,
and tell
too.
us that they got it done, then that's kind of the same as coming in with the radio. Is what I was getting at.
Yeah,
Just
but
make
to me, it is way different if somebody's so and so to cray cray. I just got it signed off, because when you're on your way back to let me know, you could get caught up with your team, start peeing your pants, your hair starts. You burst
we'll
a
try to have some
pocket.
extra radios in the box too.
Right. I mean, but again, this is one of my main things.
No, I understand.
All commanders are focused on the missions and holding territory. So if you want to be plugged into a game, it's super easy. Buy a $25 battle thing. You don't even need 10 radios. Just buy 1 radio. Or no, that's not right. 2
need
radios.
at least 2.
Dude.
Too.
Yeah. hand that commander a radio. Even if you're a team of 1, hand that commander a radio. Even if you're not running missions, if you're on the field And all of a sudden, our teeth just got kicked in, and my 50 went from where the 50 should be, where I thought the 50 was, and it's pulled back. You could literally be like, hey, Craig, just to let you know, we are no longer at blah, 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 blah. We're being pushed back close to base. I'm then aware of where my 50 in territory is on the field where my eyes are not. That is very valuable. So even if you're not a mission runner, that's okay. You could literally be like, hey, Commander, we just got pushed back from blah. We are now blah. Now I know, all right, I just lost a third of the field. I need to send blah, blah, blah up there and maybe send my mission with 2 really good mission runners and send 10 people up there instead of saving those 10 people. It's just, to me, that's more valuable. Well, not more valuable. To me, that's valuable. And I never forget a person. It's never happened. I have never, ever been handed a radio, and that team used that radio with me and forgot who they were. And I've been playing for a long time, and I've commanded a lot. Never do I forget who handed me a radio.
I will say, Cray Cray's a different person when she's commanding compared to when she's playing. She's really locked in. But that locked in notes for Rambo and Redneck. My first interaction with Cray Cray was at Holy Grail at Black Tree, where I got my first spanking from Spyro also. So that was a good moment.
Hey, I'm gonna have that in November. By the way, you need to come to that event.
That's what makes us a good team. Cray Cray's the butt kicker, and I'm the motivator.
I want to hear this story. Let's hear it. I know what happened.
Yeah, so it's a Viper event. I go in. They say that I can get taped up by the other team, and I'm like, oh well, shit, I've never done that before. Let me try it. So I marched all the way down from one side of Black Tree to the other, and for those of you who haven't been, it's basically like 3 valleys. It's just ridiculous.
Uphill. It's like
Yeah.
Afghanistan.
I get there and I'm like out of breath. I took off my jersey. I'm in like a plain t-shirt. I'm wearing my pads under. I look like a goober. I switch masks and I get there and she looks at me and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, yeah, I need tape. And she puts it on me. And I'm like, no way. I'm like, no way I did this. I was like, okay, what do I do now? Who do I tell? What happens? I didn't think I was going to get this far. I go to Viper and I'm like, yo, bro, I got taped up by the other team. And he's like, who did it? Cray Cray did it. And he's like, Cray Cray did it. I'm like, yes. But what got me is the bird banger didn't go off yet. I did not know that was a rule. But I was very pleased with myself that I got her. She was locked in. She was out there screaming at people, organizing people, like you're supposed to. When I say scream, it's not in a negative connotation. It's just what it is.
Moving guys.
Yeah, I just moving bodies, right? And I seen her. She was like, blah, 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 blah. And she stared at me for a second. I'm like, oh, no, I'm about to get got. She put it on my arm. But luckily, I couldn't do anything past that.
You're so sneaky. I usually shoot people.
That reminds me of Salty. Being so sneaky.
I love doing that stuff. It makes the game way more fun. And then you get to talk about it like forever later.
Yeah. That's a better story than what I'm thinking.
Oh.
She was thinking about her attire.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to bring that up.
Hey, you have to come in November to the Tryfecta event if you want to know what we're talking about.
November. Oh, yeah.
That's in case nobody knows that Tryfecta's Scenario of the World's Part 1. Part 1, meaning there's going to be more, and it's going to be a Mel Brooks event.
I want to be there at Fold the Gap. That's where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Fold the Gap. Yep.
North Carolina.
That's us for anybody that wants to tag along and be a part of it. We're XO and CO and a lot of it. Please come through.
It's awesome. I played it twice. It is awesome.
So a lot of the portions that I know Rambo was talking about as far as getting Young Gun, if you're a Young Gun, what is it like to get an award? So let's kind of bring up Young Guns real quick. Spyro, what is new for Young Guns for the season or maybe just this game?
It's not so much definitely not for the game, but for the season. I mean, ages 10 to 16 by natural birthright, not people in their mental states.
Redneck
they listen to Bunny and I speak we do it for like 30 minutes. Our science on how we do this has gotten pretty good. We speak for 30 minutes and we ask questions along the way. So everyone loves to give stuff to kids, stuff to Young Guns. But everyone doesn't realize that sometimes the same kid at an event, we'll walk away with 5 new markers because everyone here wanted to give somebody out, and this kid just happens to be the loudest or fastest or quick up front. So to get around that and fix that, we took it a step further and we said, I'm going to ask a question. Show me you're paying attention. Then we're rewarding them learning about the scenario. And it also allows us to control how many we're giving to who, so everybody gets something, not just the one child. Going into this particular season, we have a new sponsor. I've got to make sure I'm saying it right because it's Amato Enterprises is hooking us up big time. We've also got Preston Apparel, as well as I know Loyalty's stepping up. So far, I'm sure we're going to have others. Scorched Earth, as mentioned, they were going to step up for us. And we take anything. It can be financial, but we look for gear, used gear, slightly used gear, heavily used gear, new stuff, anything a child may want that will make their paintball experience better. We'll clean it, we'll fix it if possible. And then we're going to find it a new home. Going into this season, Frontlines doesn't have anything right now dedicated for young guns because of the heat. We're just trying to keep it very light. Conquering Hell is mag fed, and again, that is very direct and more of a mature audience. November, on the other hand, we're already expecting well over 60 young guns in a 500 to 700 person game.
Yeah, right before Christmas.
It's the new version of, as you guys have all mentioned, Holy Grail. This is our new version of Holy Grail. Instead of Mel Brooks, it's instead of Monty Python, it's Mel Brooks. And nobody knows that debauchery better than we do.
Yeah.
Werewolf.
I mean,
Werewolf.
I just think it's awesome how much time and effort and money and just mental stress that you and your wife have put in over the years for these young guns.
Thank you.
It's
been an adventure. Bunny started it in 2009, 10, somewhere like
yeah, it cost you like a leg or something.
that far back. You know what? I have a brand new leg to show off this.
I just think it's awesome.
Those
I
new
don't
legs
know.
down.
You need to make your old leg a trophy.
There's
Please,
nothing
for
better than
that
My old
Oh.
leg was used at
so
Star
like give
Wars.
these young guns a new marker. Because
Yeah, we
what
made it.
you paintballers need to understand, and I don't think all the paintballers understand this, is single moms bring their kids out to paintball, or single dads that might not be able to afford to go buy their son that $200 marker or vest or mask that all you guys take for granted. Not to say that you take it for granted, but you know what I mean. You guys can afford it. Maybe they're a single parent and they can't. And if you guys can donate to Riggs and his wife anything, you have no idea how much it means to that single mom or dad that their child gets that.
One of the greatest things that Cray's wearing hers, a jersey. Everyone here has bought a jersey. Everyone here spent at least $75. Oh, Bandit, you've got yours on. Sorry, Redneck. Everyone's got. Let's say everybody's starting to show their jerseys all of a sudden. Everyone here spent at least $75 on a jersey. Everybody has. Well, as you just said, you're single mom, you're single dad. Not even your single mom. You're a complete family element. They have 2 kids that are playing and are bringing 2 other kids. So there's 4 or 5 kids all showing up. They can't afford a jersey. But so when we give away just a basic red and blue jersey or purple and black, in youth sizes, we have made some kids' world that they just became part of paintball. People don't realize that just wearing a jersey, regardless, it can say anything on it, but just by showing it's a jersey, is monumentally huge. Pods. We are always out of pods. Always. Why? We give away our team gives away their own pods because people love to give us. We'll be given Azidans all the time, and we'll give away a marker. We'll have a pod pack, and we're like, we've got no pods to put in this pod pack, or small gloves. And it doesn't even have to be paintball. We at Star Wars give away probably 30 Star Wars toys. At the
Lego.
Grinch game, we gave away a bunch of whole Christmas items.
Yeah, Rambo, Legos, give away a
We've
bunch of
done Legos. We did the superhero game once, and Bunny and I gave away probably 100 actual Lego kits. I don't want to think how much money that costs, but these are just things we put in, and it makes it fun for the kids. And as Rambo, touching on what he said, if you make it fun for the kids, they're going to give what each of you said you want to make your games better. Whether you just want a kid to run up and be happy, and that's going to make you a better general, or if you want better field control so you know what's going on in your field, these kids don't run out of energy. Salty, I gave Salty, no, Bunny gave, I apologize. Bunny gave Salty one of our very first Young Gun Challenge coins, which is an immensely rare item. And that kid never stopped. And to this day, he'll run and go and go and go.
He still
You
talks
get the
about
kids
it.
involved. The kids are going to shoot tomorrow. They're going to shoot next month. And they're going to do, they'll control field elements. They'll run radios. They'll go up to the stores and buy items. They will go run props for you.
Well, and you can use
Whenever they
them
get-
and you can use
whenever
them
they get
very
the
well.
full
I love
equipment-
using kids.
Yeah, whenever they get the free equipment, it allows that single parent to be able to bring them back to the next scenario, or to bring them back the next weekend, or it just takes that little bit off of the parent, and that kid's chest swells out, chin goes up, like I was saying, and they're just ecstatic that they were able to, be recognized or get something like that. I love it.
So donate some about things.
I love it. That's why we donate. I love it.
I'll tell you right now. All the years that I've commanded, I would one day, I would take a group of 50 kids against 100 adults, 200 adults, and I would command a game with just 50 young guns, and I'd be pretty confident that we would do pretty well with just 50.
All of us.
Way
All
they
those
can come
old
back.
people
It'll be
get torn down.
hilarious. I'm not going to say how well you'll do, but it will be
I'm
hilarious.
just
I
saying,
may,
from
I may not do
Sunday,
good.
every
I
old
may-
guy out there would be exhausted.
I may
chasing those
do
little runs
amazing, but
around.
we could do a Willy Wonka game where I run the Oompa Loompas, and you know what? But touching base on the Young Gun program, I don't know how long Scorched Earth has been involved in helping, but we help as much as we can. And for the rest of this season and for the 2024 season, we decided what we're going to do is a 50-50 raffle. So if you're going around and you see any Scorched Earth member at any of these games for the rest of 2023 or 2024, you'll be able to get a raffle ticket. And we're just going to do a 50-50 raffle. What we'd like to do is gain enough money, go through our sponsor, Pro Edge, and be able to donate gear and equipment for the Young Guns with what we raise on that 50-50 raffle. Now, the way a 50-50 raffle works is if you win, you would get 50% of what we raised. Let's say we raised $200. Well, you would, as the winner, you would get $100 to do whatever you'd like. In the past, we've done this. We've done it small and at our local field. What people have done is they just turn around and redonate the winnings, but which is greatly appreciated. But Scorched Earth, we did a raffle drawing for a VIP Gold Pass at the beginning of the season, and we think that we did well enough to where we'd like to do that going forward. Just do a 50-50 raffle to help the Young Gun program
Awesome.
and grow it even more. So I think we're going to do that to help.
That's awesome.
Well, and also to help on that, I know that for a lot of years, and we're not going to go into detail, but for a lot of years, I was, for lack of a better term, a drop-off point for donations. So essentially what I've been doing since those times, and again, we're not going to touch on it, people are still dropping their crap off with me. And I say crap because most of it is broken down crap that needs to go in the trash. But because I play Midwest and Spyro and Bunny are obviously from Texas, I could still honestly be a drop-off point. So everybody Midwest, if you guys keep cleaning out your closets, essentially all I've been doing is cleaning it up and forcing boxes of stuff on the rigs. So it's been working out for me.
Same way with me. I live here in Oklahoma City. So, if people want to reach out to me on Facebook or directly, you can drop stuff off with me, and I can take it down to Texas with me next month. So
Yeah,
I'm
because
more than
they have been running this. They've been running this for so damn long that it honestly just makes sense to have drop off points so that we can get it to them. Because trust me,
We're in our
every team
13th
is like,
year.
I want to do this. No, you don't. You don't want to do this. You don't want to
We're
do
in
it.
our 13th year, and we're pretty drama free, and we are trying to expand and bring others to help, just like yourselves, like collecting as you are, but also teaching at events that we can't make it to.
Yeah, it's
The only caveat that we try to follow is using our formula, which is not just give, but teach. And
Yeah.
we would love to get more people involved in doing that because it makes a better event for everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. The fact that you guys do a young gun orientation is so brilliant and different. And I've noticed now that people are realizing that you guys do that.
Yeah,
That
other
it's
people are
more.
starting to.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to stir any feathers, but I have noticed other people are doing it, which honestly is actually pretty awesome because
Imitation is the best flattery.
yes, it's a good blueprint.
And we know
Frick.
the way Bunny and I have put it together. We started it. I mean, and it's fine.
Yeah.
People are gonna imitate us. That is completely fine. We know it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
We just want
especially
people
because of
to
what
do
it
it with the
is.
right intentions.
Yes, that's awesome
I'm
that you
gonna
have
jump-
different orientation.
I'm going to jump on a comment real quick. Matt Lacey threw up a comment about Young Guns commanding.
Oh,
That may or may not be in discussion for Harry Potter, which is coming next year. Just
Nice.
throwing that out there.
Yeah, if you guys had like an adult XO, which I'm sure you guys have already thought about this, but like if you had like a Commander XO, but your commander that's pretty cool.
Or maybe do a young gun commander and 2 XOs to help them out. Something like that.
You'd be a Young Gun commander and
That's what
an
I mean.
adult XO.
Yeah, maybe do
Sweet.
1 or 2 XOs to help them
It'd
out.
be
I was going to say that you can do 3 different. Yeah.
well. It's the Tri-Wizard Cup, so you
Trifecta, have 3 of them.
Got to do it the other way, bud.
well, Spyro.
Broken.
Keeping it PG. Keeping it PG.
If Spyro, if you need any help, I'll volunteer as tribute. I would love to be able to help a young gun commander get some more experience.
we'll be talking about it a lot in the next couple months.
I'll go through. I need to talk to you though.
Sweet. Well, speaking of opening up,
for
opening up for questions, does anyone that's watching have any questions? We're gonna go ahead and open up just Q&A for whether you have questions about Tryfecta games, this game in particular, what to bring, are Havocs allowed or Shields allowed? Havocs, yes. Shields, no.
I'm going to run through the chat real quick.
Questions we love to answer.
So BMO in the house now, the oldest, best dude that hangs out way in the back. BMO, that's him. He said, gotta be 5 foot tall. So Lewis, I don't know who that is.
It's
is
you.
out. I'm not Lewis.
Oh, I know, but he means you.
Yeah. Well, see, BMO is old, right? So he always, he forgets his glasses. So when he's like, Rook, where are you? And I'm walking past him because I got shot out at the front. He's like, oh, what are you doing in the back? I'm like, bro, I got shot out and I came back and you already forgot. So anyway,
Redneck,
You're off
you have
the
your
flight up
award.
there, Redneck. Hey, Redneck, why don't you talk about how much fun it is to play at What's Up Paintball? Talk about the field. How awesome it is.
Woo.
Yeah, I love that field.
Put you on the spot, brother.
It put me on the spot, but yeah, that feels awesome. They always improving upon that field. They're always working on that field. It's a player's field. I mean, you sit there and tell them, hey, why don't y'all do blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, the next game you show up, boom, it's already done. You know, they got a huge steel fortress out there. It's awesome. I mean, I love that field. And they kind of water park too, you know, so that ain't bad. And a bar upstairs for the adults. Some of us might like that or not. I'm saying nothing.
So you would
yeah.
say that owners care about paintballers?
Oh, yeah. The owners are totally tuned into what we want. I mean, we started making suggestions, and next thing you know, it's happening. You know, I swear they're ballers themselves. I really do.
it's a really cool park, right? It's got arcades and go karts and a bunch of other stuff for say kids that don't want to play paintball.
Oh yeah, I mean totally. If I was out there playing, I could be inside on the games. I don't think they let me in the rock wall. I'm a little bit heavy for that and uncoordinated.
A little bit heavy.
You know, and
They also have a bar.
They got
You know,
Xboxes and PlayStations and stuff like that lined up down through
And
there.
a bar.
So kids can play
And a bar.
Xboxes and PlayStations too.
And a bar.
Hey,
And a bar.
hey, Spyro, we got a question for you.
That's a good one right
There's a
there.
bar.
Yep, scenario slugs. Yeah or no?
Scenario slugs.
Do you know what those are?
No, what's a scenario
You got me
slug?
up.
Okay,
I'm
so
old.
I'll have to send it to you. So I've got one from Eli. It's with my paintball stuff. So imagine a barrel that you can screw onto your normal marker and basically have like the Nerf rockets, the tips, but are shaped and have kind of like a rifle backing that you can actually shoot the slugs with your marker as a havoc. So I'll get with you.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
Okay.
Okay.
I've
Well,
seen that.
I will-
Me neither.
hold on, guys. Hold
I
on.
live in Launcher Land.
So you're talking about a Nerf gun, like a Nerf
No,
gun.
it's a barrel on a paintball gun.
It's a barrel on a regular paintball marker
That's
that
what
you
I mean.
can shoot
It shoots
small.
Nerf bullets.
What I
Sort of,
would
yeah.
say, I'm going to say tentatively yes,
Okay.
but as we do with everything, in this
Yeah,
case,
field
with Neb right here, is I'd say bring it to the event because I'm not directly familiar, which is funny because between the three of us,
Frickin', where do we
know
buy
just about
this?
everything. But I would
I
bring it.
guess it'd
I'm
be
gonna have
five
you-
songs at Chrono
Already
Demo,
had, let me finish. I would say let us. We're gonna have you shoot at us, probably me, because they're gonna throw me under the bus, and then I'm gonna shoot it back at you. That's typically our go-to, because we want to know directly: is it going to hurt? Like to what level?
Right.
And are you willing to let it be shot at you? Because a lot of people will be like, "Oh no, it's not going to happen." If you won't let it be shot at you, then why would I ever let you shoot it to somebody else?
Right.
And as long as it passes, the safety criteria that meets all other standard paintball crap, and I say that lovingly,
Right.
then we would allow it. I mean,
Right.
conceptually, it sounds hilarious. I'm like, oh, I really want to know more about this.
So what I'll do is I'm going to remove myself here.
I
I'm going to
don't
go
know
grab it,
about it.
come back, and I'll obviously bring it to the event so that way, for future ones, if
Please
they are
do.
allowed. And if they are allowed, you can actually go to bigpaintball.com. You can use the promo code ADD10 for a discount. So if they do work, let's see, Eli hit him from 8 feet away, way less ouch than a Nerf rocket.
I was about
So-
to say, if we're lining up and shooting each other with the Havocs, I don't want no business with that.
What
I'm
website
just
is
saying.
that? What website?
I've been
It's
shot with a Havoc. It's not that bad.
It
It's
sucks
not.
though. It's not fun.
And
Yeah, but being shot in the neck with a
it's easier than
paintball
a
sucks
paintball.
too,
I
but we
will
still
get-
do that.
I would take the paintball over the Nerf rocket any day of the week. Any day of the week. You cannot
In the
tell me
neck?
those things don't
I don't
suck.
want the Nerf
In
rocket.
the neck.
I would rather
Yeah,
get
you
hit with a
when
Nerf.
you're running somebody down, shit happens.
I'll take all that over Spyro's paddle. I'm just saying. I'll take any of that over Spyro's paddle. I still have dreams
Yeah.
on that.
I am very
Dude,
interested
he's-
in checking these out though, because I can't.
He
make an
spanked
official
how-
one. The three of us would have to look at it, but it sounds really neat.
Yeah, it's actually so
he's
Eli
fake.
came out with it. The reason I found out about it is I was on his TikTok, and I saw these things kind of come out. The barrels are really cool, and yeah, they fit on. You guys remember those rockets you used to put on the ground? You put it over the thing, you stomped on it, they went up in the air.
Yeah.
Kind of works very
Yes.
similar to that, and they're pretty cool. I've never seen one in person though, so I can't say much about it. But I thought it was a cool idea, and that was a great question because I don't know, that might change the game, and now everybody's
Do you-
capable of having one.
Do you get your rocket back like with the launcher? Do you go and like get the rockets?
Are they big rockets? Or are they?
No, I mean they're like exactly like I talked about, like the ones you put on the ground, you stomp. They're really long. They have little fins on them. They're really thin. I don't think they would hurt too bad if you get nailed with them. To be honest with you.
Well, I mean, we would.
Yeah, and you'd be able to go collect your things.
I mean, the mechanics of it, we would literally shoot them, get shot. If we're shooting it like a law, then it would follow all the standard rules. If Cray Cray shoots one, she can't go get her own round. It would fall under standard law rules. and one of us would pick it, a ref would pick it up and retrieve it and return it back. That's a standard that would have to be standardized, because you can't allow Guardian, for example, to shoot a law that he can retrieve his own rounds,
Yeah.
and then Rambo shooting one that he can't. That would just be, I would.
No, I mean, I agree with that.
But you would get them back. You would get them back.
You always get them back. You just go see the refs, they collect them, they turn them back up front.
Then you have to go back.
You can collect your own round. Now, it also depends on the final rules for this event, because depending on whether there's a tank or not, that's when we'll decide how the law rockets will work. Because there's tanks, then we limit the number of laws in the event. We limit how many each can carry. Where there's no tanks, then we let people carry as many law rocket rounds as they want. And that's so we try not to limit the number of fun that person wants to have. If Cray Cray's fun is shooting a law and there are no tanks, because we don't want to, if we let her shoot 100 Nerf rounds in a tank, the tank's in trouble. But if there are no tanks, then we'll let her have her fun. And we've done
Rambo,
it both ways in our events.
it's bigbangpaintball.com. It's in the comments right above.
Big Bang.
Big Bang Paintball.
What the heck?
And my wife just texted me and she said that Havoc Shoot Hard, I dented our door with it because I shot it inside by accident once. So just to prove that argument wrong.
Well, paintballs will dent doors as well, so I've seen that argument as
That
well.
looks weird.
That argument
I'm
still
going to
holds.
say it. I'm going to say it. That looks weird. Perkins, what'd you just show us?
This is the slug.
It kind of looks like something you smuggle drugs with. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't know.
Wait, how did you get that in the airport there, Perkins?
It was mailed to me.
That's what they're calling it.
So basically, it's got the rifling. It looks like a 3D printed rifling that slips on, I guess, glued on.
Okay.
This fits in a specific.
Do you have the barrel for it?
I do. It's literally buried in a box that I have to go through. I was going through the stuff in the garage.
Right.
So it's just a barrel that you put on your existing gun.
Right. So you just change out the barrel, put the new barrel, put the barrel for this on, and you can literally shoot these out of your barrel, out of your normal paintball marker.
That's my only true concern is because they're small enough that I'm worried if Rook shoots one, we're going to lose it.
Well, the thing is, it's white. It's not like it's camouflage. But,
but
you might be able to order them in different colors, maybe. What's up?
My rocket is not much smaller or bigger than that. To be honest with you, the only reason you can the size of a rocket.
I'm just wondering if the ref's going to be able to see that.
We would just have to try it.
Oh, it's little.
Yeah, we'll just have
tiny.
to try it.
That's what she said.
I think it's cool.
It's definitely a cool idea.
So I'll bring it. I'll bring it to the event so we can at least knock it out. And
Perkins, just let your wife shoot you in the backyard and just tell us how it goes. Or
Thank
film
you,
it.
Perkins.
well,
Thank you, Perkins.
hopefully she has good enough aim. It might take like 37 tries.
Pyro, I'm ordering
Damn.
it now,
She just got some stray bullets and she's not even here. Luckily, this is recorded. I'm gonna show her this.
She's literally in the next room, in the living room, so she can hear me talking. Anyway,
Spyro,
I'll bring it. We'll get it checked out. So you can choose several different colors. Of course, he spelled colors like a true Canadian. I went with orange foam and a yellow rifled ring. So custom colors are an option.
That's cool.
Sweet. Cool. Any other questions did I miss while I was gone?
Nope.
Cool.
No.
All right. So let's leave it up to the commander. So Guardian Redneck, if you could tell your side one thing, either to get them ready for the game, what you expect, just kind of amp up for getting the last minute people, get them, if they haven't registered for the game, get them engaged with the game. What would you say?
I would say, first off, if you're getting ready for the game, please start drinking water. I know that the temperature's going to start cooling off. It's going to be deceptive. Drink water. Hydrate. So we don't
In
have to
Texas,
carry
it's still going to be hot in September.
Yeah, so hydrate. And what I would tell you,
Stop
as
it.
far as getting
Not
motivated for the game, is We are going to beat up Redneck and Rainbow all day. We're just going to kick them around like a bin of beer can, and we're going to have a great time doing it. You see me right here, Redneck?
You like beating up cripples there?
So-
huh, Ben?
Damn.
Unfortunately, we're going to be beating up the elderly all weekend long.
I'll tell you this: your XO happens to be really protective of me, so I'm just saying you might want to be careful.
My XO, whenever she gets on the field, she's a game changer. Game changer. There's no friends on the other side.
I don't know about that. You might want to have a conversation.
We have a good time. And what I want you guys to focus on more is enjoying your vacation. You already have a job. You already have stress in life. Whenever you come out and you play with us, understand that I care and I know Craig cares. The only thing we care about is you have a good time and you're safe doing it. And we will do everything we can to make sure that you have a good time and you're safe doing it.
And if you're on Guardian side and you're not having a fun time, come on over to me and Redneck. We'll make sure you got fun.
So I'm going to see a lot of you guys leave Redneck and Rambo because the party's on our side. The party's on our side. Isn't that right, Craig?
You never partied with Redneck and I.
Back and forth to dead box shoes. Wear good shoes if you play for Guardian. You're gonna be back and forth to that dead box. Here, you need to play for me. I'm gonna have fun. Yes, you do need to hydrate. Do not do the day before. Okay, my guys.
Week before, if anything.
Beer is not hydrating. Start a week before with water or Gatorade. You know, we don't hydrate. I know my boys like to hydrate with beer, but not this game, guys. I'd like to say, come play for me. We're gonna have a lot of fun on my side. You know I'm crazy enough to do about anything. But all in all, let's just have some fun. Let's go out there and play some paintball.
Yep.
And at the end of it, we're not going to let these non-Texans come to Texas and beat us. It's just not going to happen, you know. I mean, you're north of the Red River. You might as well be a Yankee, man. You're in Oklahoma.
I know. But what I can tell you, though, is me and Redneck love each other. And we will communicate all weekend with each other to make sure all of you are having a great time. Winning is not more important to me or Redneck than you guys having a great time. And we're going to banter and we're going to talk trash about who's going to win and who's going to beat who up and whatever. But whenever the bell rings on Sunday, the only thing we both care about is that every one of you had a great time and you were safe doing it. That's it. That's all we care about. We love every one of you guys. We are going to yell, scream, motivate. We will lead by example, and we are going to have the most fun. The most fun. Wouldn't you agree, Redneck? The most fun.
I agree.
Awesome. All right, guys. Spyro, do you have anything last to say?
Frontlines is going to be a blast, but as much fun as it's going to be, plan for November. You guys, November is going to be a game changer for Tryfecta as well as paintball in Texas and the southern United States.
And you heard it here first.
If I get spanked again, I'll be pissed. I'm just telling you now.
Hey, it can't be worse than those ground hornets at that other field.
No promises.
All right, guys.
Thank you all.
Much love. Travel safe. Wherever you're coming from for this game, I don't care if you're 10 minutes away or 10 hours, travel safe. Buckle up. We want to see every one of you show up.
Awesome. Redneck, any last thoughts?
Hydrate and be ready to have some fun, baby. That's all this is about. Having fun.
Awesome. All right, well, looking for a great game, guys. Redneck, Guardian, Spyro, Rambo, Cray. Thank you guys so much for your time. Rook, any last thoughts?
No, we'll just see you at the field. Hopefully we get to see you during the year. Always remember us when we're out there. Just come say hi. Sorry, I did that.
Yep.
Always remember you can come and say hi, and the camp's always open. Just come say what's up. You want to get into some shenanigans and be on the front lines and do some stuff you'll remember for the next 10 years. Just come roll with us. Cool.
And if you want to come roll with us, I'm going to go ahead and throw our schedule up here for a couple more seconds as we talk about two other sponsors. So we also acquired a sponsorship with Trash Sports, which is a small company based in the local area of Texas. Basically, it's a solo run and operated company. He repurposes and recycles materials, creating custom headbands. He tries to keep products affordable because we believe paintball should be more available and more affordable for its players.
Also handmade. Also handmade.
And handmade, yes. The other sponsor is actually rebranded from Tactical Sacks Media officially to Elite Sports Media. I personally have started now doing a lot more than just paintball. That includes soccer, baseball, rugby, and having a lot of fun. So a lot more growth means new name, and now this is the final form. So it's kind of cool to see the progression from the original days all the way now. I think 7 years later now to Elite Sports Media. So I'm really, really excited to also showcase some new sets coming up. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, we're looking forward to see you guys out at Frontlines or any of the other games that we will be at. So if any of you have any questions about the game, go ahead and send us a message or contact Tryfecta through their Tryfecta page. I know a lot of us personally know Spyro or Bunny or Striker, but any Tryfecta related questions, send that through the Tryfecta page so that way all three of them see it and can answer that appropriately.
Last few things. NNK has an Instagram now. Go like it. Go follow it. Do all the things. Go like Elite Sports Media. And Diana, show them some love. Trash Sports also has an Instagram and Facebook. I wore their shirts while I was on vacation. So I could tell you right now, it's good at the beach. Anywho, we'll see you guys later.
Awesome. And one last sponsor, Paintball Gateway. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and week, and we will see you soon.
Get out of here, Perkins.
I know.